Welcome to the Liverpool Parish Church reflection for Friday, 8th of October. I've just come back from a week in the Highlands of Scotland, Nethy Bridge near Aviemore to be precise. Nethy Bridge is a special place that as a family we have been returning to on a regular basis for almost 20 years. I say that Nethy Bridge is a special place for us because it was there that I returned to faith following the death of my son, and so for me I find it a place of restoration. This year, as well as the walks in the forest and around the lochs, I made a conscious decision to switch off my mobile phone, disconnect from emails and leave social media alone. I managed it for 5 days and felt so much better for the doing of it. I spent the time that I gained reading and sleeping, and as I said, felt the better for it, so much so that in the week I had at home when I got back, I continued to abstain from emails. Although the accumulated backlog when I returned to work made me wonder about the benefit of taking time away. But taking time away from the daily pressures, switching off and resting, is important for all of us to do, and something that we each need to plan into our daily lives. I appreciate that it is easier for some people to do this, and not everybody is in the fortunate position as we are to be able to afford a holiday. But it is vitally important that we find space in the business of our daily lives, to find that space to rest and to be still. And all of us can find time just to do that, just to rest and to be still. And being still and resting is something that God has intended for each of us. Throughout the Bible, from the creation story in Genesis to the revelation of St. John, we find specific reference to rest. From the explicit Genesis 2 verse 2, and on the seventh day God finished the work that he had done, and he rested on the seventh day from all the work that he had done. So God blessed the seventh day and hallowed it, because on it God rested from all the work that he had done in creation. Through to Psalm 23, he makes me lie down in green pastures. He leads me beside still waters. He restores my soul. In the Gospels, we find Jesus constantly concerned for his disciples, urging them to take time to rest. In Mark 6, after the disciples had returned from their first mission alone, Mark tells us that Jesus used these words: "Come away to a deserted place all by yourselves and rest a while. For many were coming and going, and they had no leisure even to eat. And they went away in the boat to a deserted place by themselves." See, Jesus understood the importance of resting, of being still, and of finding space simply to be. Finding space in the business of life is something that each of us needs. It is essential to replenish and restore ourselves. Earlier this week, Facebook and its products WhatsApp and Instagram were shut down. The outage was caused apparently by something called a faulty configuration change, whatever that might mean. But that meant that for 6 hours, 3.5 billion users were unable to update their social media or to find out the latest news. The enforced shutdown perhaps giving them an opportunity to rest and to experience a life less full. Now taking that time away, whether my own self-imposed exile from social media or the unplanned outage, it gave time to rest a while. Something that I plan to replicate on a more regular and intentional basis. So if you're waiting for a response to an email or message from me, then I'm sorry, but you may have found me resting.